Hey guys, welcome to another one of our reviews. I'm the Worm, this is the Proton. Today we're going to be doing a review of a atomizer that we did receive free of charge from VapeGear.co.uk, and as always a big thank you to Kirsty for sending this one through. Keith was maybe there, but mainly Kirsty.
Of course. Yeah, so big thank you to VapeGear for filling this down. Obviously I won't change the review either. What we're doing today is the igo-w4 little RDA. Fairly simple stuff. Go through some of the particulars very quickly. $15.99 this cost from VapeGear.co.uk, that's including tax, and if you spend over £20 on Vape you get free delivery, so awesome source for that. We've never had anything not arrive next day, so they're obviously on the ball. Actually a pretty good price for a brand new product from UD. They've also got, well, so they've got the T3 as well on there, guys, so if you're looking for them, get on now. Obviously RDA, dual core setup, 2 air holes, all that good stuff that you want. Fairly simplistic. If you've seen an igo-w before, it's same meat and different gravy really, but some tweaks. So yeah, what we're going to do, we'll go down to a very quick close-up, just so you have a little closer look of it. I've got a coil in here already. I don't want to sacrifice that coil, it's not really been run through, so we're just going to stick some more cotton through that coil for you. It's not a full rewick, lazy day today. And yeah, then we'll come back up to us and have a nice old chin wag. Right guys, this is a little uppy close of the igo-w4. Very quickly, obviously you've got UD igo-w4, lovely stuff. As you can see, it's kind of like a flared wingle dingle over here, flared arrangement there. So yeah, it's kind of cool. Give it a little, if I can. O-rings are quite good, guys. Right, there you go. O-rings off. Pretty simple stuff, to be honest with you. So an igo-w, you're used to this. It's a 3-post setup. Positive in the middle, negative on the outside. It's got a decent sized drip well in there, which is awesome sauce. As you can see, I'm being lazy today. There's a couple of coils in there already, purely because it's been whipped once and I've been using it for a while. Just going to change the cotton out, guys, for you, to be honest with you. I've got no need to completely re-wick it. These coils are still absolutely fine. Obviously guys, 510 bottom. The positive does very slightly protrude, which is good stuff because you're not going to have any connection issues. I've had no problem with anything to try to get it on. Double O-ring affair. It's pretty much an igo-w base with a new cap on it. But hey ho, that's what it is. The base across is 20mm. The idea, or the main thing I was excited about with this stripper is it's 22mm, and I believe it is to yeah, but not the base, so 20mm on the igo-w4, but that is what it is. Just very quickly, this setup is a sub-ohm build, guys, but obviously whatever you build's up to you. This is a 0.5 Canthol, 28 gauge, 5 wraps each side, around 2mm drill bit, and there you go. Okay, sub-ohm, so that is what I like to do. So yeah, what I'm going to do very quickly, very briefly, there's not really much more info I can go into about it, apart from maybe 510 drip tip at the top, which we come to expect. Nothing I've tried doesn't fit in there, which is obviously good stuff. Just a little bit of organic cotton that I've fluffed up a bit, and yeah, that's basically what we're going to do.
By most Protons putting on this, a little bit of cotton on these 2 little coils there. I do want to just quickly point out that we have both the original igo-w and the igo-w4 now, and I found that dual coiling on the igo-w4 seems to be slightly easier. I don't know whether there's slightly better conductivity in there, or maybe there's
insulation. I think it's,
yeah. It just, we haven't taken it apart, so we don't know for sure, but it just does seem easier to get those coils to go more evenly on this version than it did on the original. So take that as you will, guys. Maybe we just got used to
maybe wicking. It could be wicking method or anything, to be honest with you. Obviously guys, if you wanted to quad this, you could do. I was considering putting 0.5 Canthol in here, but there just ain't enough space in that centre hole to make it easy, to be honest with you. Fairly simple stuff, guys. Just literally put your cotton through, give it a little pull, make sure it still sort of moves around as it should, like so. That's one side done, and then we'll just do the other one very briefly. It's fairly simple stuff, guys. If you haven't tried cotton, I know most of you probably will have, but if you haven't, really should give it a go. Bloody awesome stuff. Just obviously don't dry burn it, and it's not heat resistant, but flavour is epic stuff. And obviously making sausage, guys, most of you will be familiar with this kind of build, I'd imagine, but if you're not, give it a go. It's good stuff. Right, there you go. Again, loosey goosey in there because obviously it's going to expand. A couple of snips, so we're going to take this edge off just to the inside the body. I basically just, what I was about to say, I basically usually just crimp it and it comes right off, but obviously being on camera, that's not going to be the case. I'm going to have to put it back through slightly. And then the same on that one. There you go. Don't need massive tails on this. Cotton holds serious amounts of juice. If you are one of them drippers that likes to drip a bit of juice, change the juice out because it's a dripping, you can do that. Cotton might not be the best thing for you because it does retain quite a bit of that juice, to be honest with you. So getting one flavour filtered through to another can take a long time.
But you can just rip out that cotton and re-cotton it back up without actually changing the coils.
You can do that. That is good stuff. Hopefully you see most of that. And now what I do is literally I just sort of tuck that one in now. Tuck that one in there, like that. And then with especially with dual core builds, but any dripper build, what I tend to do, sorry guys, I've gone off camera. What I tend to do is grab a really small bit of cotton, courtesy of Rip Drippers, who I first saw this do this, and literally just grab a little cloud and push it underneath. You don't want it to be necessarily touching when you put it under because it will swell up. And then the same on this side. Put it under and then give it a little push. Hello, something along those lines. Hopefully you can make that up. And that is it, re-cottoned. We'll juice it up. Just a little bit of DVC. Cotton obviously, like we say, holds a lot of juice. And this dripper's got not a substantial well, but it's actually got quite a decent well. So once you've primed and then you've sort of given her a little fill, you've got a good 5 minutes vaping time on this. And there you go. I always tend to over prime on the first one because it will make its way down to the bottom. Obviously you've got the clouds underneath that need to get a bit of juice, so what I would tend to do, obviously 2 air holes guys. I didn't actually point this out because I'm being sloppy. 2 air holes, one there, one there. These, unlike the, what would it be now, the version 2 igo-w, version 3 igo-w? We've had several igo-ws. The first one we got had 1 air hole, it was about 1 mil. The second one we got had 2, it was about 0.5. This one feels like it's what the version 2 or the version 3, depending on what one we had, should have been, because the draw on this is actually not too bad at all. So line up your air holes with the coil, give her a wee little push on, and then you just chuck it on a mod. Tighten it down and we should be having vapour. There we go. Doesn't seem to be, yeah, just getting there, bit of over primed, there we go. But yeah, that's it guys, that's basically how simple it is. It's not stupidly difficult. I'd definitely recommend doing the drill bit method with dual cores. I mean, I've got 2 2mm drill bits, literally 5 wraps around each, kept them both on a drill bit, thread it through, and it pretty much meant it was child's play. It was foolproof really, because you've got the same size drill bit and the same amount of wraps as long as they're close together, and then there's just a little bit of minor tweaking when it's in the device. So yeah, give that a go guys. If you'd like to see a rewick, let us know. It's been lazy today, so if you want one, we will do one for you. Yeah, come back up to us now guys and have a little flap.
Alright guys, that was the close-up of the igo-w4. He's trying to make me giggle again, as he does. But yeah, like we said before, we done the close-up on that $15.99 from VapeGear. Obviously spend over 20 quid, get yourself a couple of drip tips or something, because it doesn't come with a drip tip. So if this is new to dripping or the rebuildable side, and you don't have 5-10 drip tips around, or one you actually like, get over there, buy
got
one.
UD drip tips on there as well, haven't they? I think about £2.50 each, so that's not bad either.
Yeah, get your couple of them, maybe some juice or something. I did see a little VapeGear juice on there today. I haven't really looked at it yet, but it looks like juice will be coming to VapeGear.
Yeah, no, I see it on their Facebook the other day as well. They've introduced juice to VapeGear, so I'll suggest good stuff. We haven't tried it yet, but no doubt we will do it at some point soon. Comparatively priced on that as well, actually. So thumbs up.
Yeah.
Pretty much as it is, as you see in the close-up, guys. Obviously, I'm running a 5 wrap 28 dual 2mm either side, 0.5 ohms. My cord is, like I said to you, it is sub ohm. So if you're going to go there, make sure you know what you're doing. But yeah, that's how I like it.
I've actually put my one on silica, just so you can see hopefully a little bit of differences, and we can explain the differences while we're using the device. But mine's about 1 ohm coil, obviously that's two ohm coils in there, 6 wraps of 30 gauge, which I also got from VapeGear as well. So
there you go. I was actually being really sloppy, wasn't I? Yeah, half the resistance, guys, if you're doing 2 coils, and a quarter if you're doing quad. Yeah. There you go. Like we pointed out in the close-up as well, 2 air holes. As far as the draw goes, 1.2, there or thereabouts ish. Well, that's what I'd say.
But to be fair, this is actually, I think, about spot on, the most spot on device that we've ever had for an air hole that's perfect for like a mouth pull or a tight lung pull.
Yeah, for especially from the W as well. The first W wasn't bad. We didn't get that from VapeGear, and it wasn't bad, but there was only one air hole, so it was just the vape was really not what it should be. The second one that we did get from VapeGear, second one for us, whether it's the version 3 or not, we're so lost now. It's just unbelievable. But the second one we got 2 air holes, but they were like 0.5, and that was a bit too tight. This one does seem to be pretty much on the money, between 1 and 1.2 ish mil draw is what it feels like. So for lung pulls, you're going to struggle if you like it really airy, and if you want to chase clouds, that's not what the air holes that are in it at the minute are designed for. I know drilling them out's a proper bit of practice. I'm not going to lie, I've done it to both of mine.
Sorry guys.
Yeah, not gonna lie, I've done it to both of my other igos, but I think I'm going to leave this one as is, to be honest with you. It's like the K one, it's kind of just what it should be for the kind of draw that I like for this setup anyway.
Yeah, I found like that I just did there where I just clouded out the camera was a lung pull. It was a tight lung pull, but it still can be done. It wasn't completely uncomfortable, but it's not what I'm used to.
No, it's not what it's used to.
If I wouldn't use this sort of device for a lung pull anyway, more of a mouth to lung pull. But yeah, it's you can do both, but obviously if you want to modify it when it's yours, more than welcome to drill out those holes and make it a full lung pull device. So
there you go. Something else I didn't mention, again, sloppy day today guys, Dan is being naughty. Didn't mention in the close-up was what you get when you receive it. We didn't get it in a box, but we did get it in its own sealed bag and all that kind of good stuff. That was inside another Ziploc bag, which also had these spares inside it. As far as spares go, you've got about 2 inches of silica and about 2 inches of resistance wire. We don't know whether it's Camphor or nichrome, a couple of O-rings, a spare screw for one of your terminals, and a spare insulation. As far as silica and wire goes, guys, most of you will be tending to use your own stuff anyway. And I'm not going to lie, I've never got silica with a device and used it, but I'd moan if it weren't there. So it's nice they've included it. Not that what they've included really is enough to do a dual core setup, but if you've got it, it's the first time you've got it, you could make do with it. Do you know what I mean?
you could get a build out of it before you have to worry about getting some.
Well, the silica, yes. The wire, hell no. The resistance wire, no. But again, it's just nice that it's in there. UD are pretty good with that kind of stuff, so wicked for that. I have no idea what we're talking about next.
We're going straight to our 5-point hit list then, because we've kind of told you everything about it. I mean, you've seen the igo-w4s before. The only real difference on this one is that the insulation seems to be better, because you seem to get more, it'll be better conductivity through the device. It just seems to be easier to get those coils to glow evenly.
This could be placebo, guys, as one pointed out. This could be luck. It could be anything, but I'm not going to lie. I mean, me and Worm haven't actually sat and called them together. He called his separately, I called mine at mine. And yeah, I'm not going to lie, it did seem to, everything sort of fit together quite well, and the coils seemed quite easy to balance. What I will say is, guys, with the screws, same as in all of the igo-Ws before this, if you over tighten them screws, you will cut that coil off, and then you have to start again. So just don't over tighten them. You can get them. I mean, I'm satisfied with how tight mine are, and if I'm satisfied, you can do it fairly tight. But I like it tight.
And obviously the other difference is just the shape of the body on this one. So
yeah, we'll get into the shape of the body before we hit the 5-point. When I first heard about this igo-w4, now I don't know, bits and bobs may have happened or whatever since then. Another one may be coming. The first thing I heard about it was just a 22mm dripper. It's a 22mm dripper. It's a 20mm dripper. Well, 20 and a half ish. There, it's about 20mm dripper. I think it's 22 to the flare, but I was kind of thinking, yes, 22mm dripper. I see it on an M. But no, 20mm. So just be aware, guys, if that's what it is if you're going to buy it.
Yeah, it's the actual flare that's on 22mm. Right, 5-point hit list. The igo-w4 itself. Oh, just move that a little bit there. There we go. Obviously you saw it in the close-up, but I think it's quite a good looking actual dripper. I like. It's got a little flare to it, but it's not overly too much. I mean, Mr. Brian likes a lot of things with like lots of ribs.
Ribbed for her pleasure, guys.
Yeah, one of them ones.
As you can see.
But I kind of like the smoother finishes, and I do like a little bit on there, but too much is too much for me. But this is actually a really good looking little dripper, and I do actually quite like it. It's actually it's like a 10.
It's like a 10, or is it 10?
It's like a 10.
Like a 10. For me, it looks. I think it's got an appeal to it. It depends on what you kind of setting it up with. I mean, me personally, I love mods and that is to blend seamlessly down the entire length. Certain mods are just impossible with this thing is one of them. I'd have liked it to have been a 22mm dripper, I'm not going to lie, but it's just, I'd like a lot of drippers to be 22mm drippers if I'm honest with you, but they're not. It's an igo-w, it's the same as an igo-w, but they've added a little bit to the top. I quite like it. I'm going to give it a 9. I don't think it's bad looking at all. It's nice to see something that from UD that isn't just kind of square. They've taken like an inspiration from the igo-L and the W and kind of crash them into each other and given birth to the 4. So yeah, I'm going to give it a 9 for looks. I think it's quite nice.
Usability of the new igo-w, it's the same as all the other igo-ws. It's dual coil. It's going to be a little bit more tricky than your single coils. But other than that, once you actually set up, it's drip and go. That's it. I mean, the only problem you've got is learning the tweaks with the dual coil, and that is a personal thing, and it's the same with all dual coils. And I'm going to say, if you've got dual coils down, it's going to be a 10. If you're new to dual coiling, somewhere between an 8 and a 9, because this one is actually really good and quite easy. It's got a nice easy learning curve on this one. It's a bit more forgiving than the original igo-w4. igo-w, sorry, not the 4. The 4 is actually the better one.
Usability compared to other RDAs, if you compare it to its predecessors, for example, yeah, it's as usable, if not slightly. Looking at it, even still, I don't know whether there's actually a difference, whether it's us just being complete idiots, which is more than possible. But it does seem slightly easier to tweak the coils once they're in. Again, could be us. Our coiling techniques have changed a lot in the last, say, 3 or 4 months. So there you go. That is what it is. We're learning as well. But yeah, usability for if you're used to dual coil setups, if you're using a normal W or something along them lines, yeah, it's not difficult stuff really. I'm going to give it an 8 for dual coils, which is about as high as dual coils really get. Yeah, easy stuff. Obviously, if you're new, this is not going to be something you want to necessarily delve straight into. Some people take to it straight away, others won't. It's not what I'd recommend to start with, but go for it if you want to. It's up to you, it's your money.
That's it. Maintenance of this, rip your coil out, stick it under a tap, put a new coil in it. There is 3 screws to lose, and maybe the O-rings, but they're on there quite tight, these O-rings, so I don't think you're going to have a problem with the O-rings at all, but you've got spares anyway. But it's just the main 3 screws. Just remember to tighten them back down slightly just when you're washing it, and the maintenance is easy. That's it. You got, like, well, if you include the screws, you've got 5 parts. If you take out the screws, if you just tighten them up, you've got 2 parts. Stick it under the tap, hot tap, and then a little rinse with a cold just so it's not too hot when you're coiling. Blow it out, let it to dry, done. 10.
Maintenance of this thing, yeah, it's not. All you've got to do is wash it. It's incredibly easy. All drippers are usually a couple of parts. That's basically what it is. Some will have 3 or 4, but usually it's a few parts. You just got to wash them and stick a new coil in it. It's very easy stuff. I mean, especially if you're using the setup that I'm using, where you're using cotton, just pull the cotton out, rinse it, dry burn it, blow it off, and stick a new bit of cotton. It's like a new wick. It can last you, depending on months, depending on how much you use it and what juice you're using. So, yeah, maintenance on it. It's an RDA. It's easy. It's 9. Easy all day long. The only reason it's not a 10 is purely because it's dual coil. So if you do choose to recoil it, it's going to take a little bit more effort. There you go.
Flavour and vapour of this device, it's actually better than the original. It just is. Because you're getting, it just seems, there may be a coiling technique, but this one just seems easier to get that even glow, so you don't get the issues we had with the other one, which was like maybe one side, even if it was just a slight side, just not heating up as quick, and we would have to go over it because that's the best we could get out of it at the time. This one is just outperforming it in every way at the moment. The vapour of it is a 10. The flavour of it, I wouldn't say it's the best I've had, but it's definitely epic. Like a 9.5, just because it's not the best out there.
Flavour and vapour. Vapour, I mean, for me, I think the vapour's very good. I'm not going to lie, I do think it's very good. Compared to a lot of drippers, it's very good. Compared to some really good devices, it's still bloody good. So, can I say good anymore? Yes, I can. Good. Yeah, no, I'm going to give the vapour, I'm going to give it a 10. It is, I mean, with the bigger the air hole, the more vapour you're going to get, so that's probably why this is performing slightly better than the one that we got from VapeGear previous to this. But you know, vapour's more than adequate, to be honest with you. If you're a cloud chaser, you're going to drill it out anyway, so these marks are going to be irrelevant for you. But if you're just after a good device, yeah, it chucks out the vapour plenty enough. Flavour off it, It's actually very impressive. The flavour of the old W was pretty damn good. Just the throat hit was a bit increased because of them small air holes. For me, flavour is getting a 10. Especially when you compare it to some of the W's that we've had. This is definitely better than those, and they were good for flavour. This is rivaling some incredibly good drippers at the minute. So yeah, flavour for me is getting a 10. I think it's a very, very nice performing little device.
Overall, if you're a dual coiler or if you're looking to dual coil, I would recommend this. It's a bloody good atomizer, it really is, and for $15.99, it's money well spent. It really is. I mean, yes, there are cheaper ones out there, but sometimes cheaper is not the way to go. I mean, it's not expensive. It's just a couple of quid more. And when you think a couple of quid, this outperforms by the couple of quid easy. It's worth the money. It's just it's an overall of 10. It's a good dual coil dripper. And I mean, I'm not one of these people that go out and look for dual coils. I'm more of a single coil guy, but I'm loving this dual coil, and I can see me using this for the next couple of days quite easy.
Couple of days, quite easy. Overall for me, by a considerable amount, my favourite UD dripper that I've come across, and I've tried quite a few of them, the W's, the L's, the S's and all that kind of stuff. I think this outperforms them by quite a way. So if you are into UD, and let's face it, a lot of us are, and if you're looking for a sort of a very reasonable price RDA, I mean, what's this, £16, isn't it? So 16 quid called it. It's only about 4 quid more than the L. I definitely recommend this over the L. I know that the Zeus is similar money to that, and I'd say that this setup, although this is dual coils, isn't much more difficult than the Zeus, because Zeus can be a pain in the arse. So yeah, I'll definitely give this one a 10. If you like the look of it, guys, and you're wondering how it vapes, you ain't gonna be disappointed. Put it that way. Epic stuff from this. It really is. It's a nice little dripper. It looks pretty cool as well. What can you say? Awesome sauce. I don't really know with this one, to be honest. I wasn't expecting it to be as good as it is, because whenever we get dual coils, it's like, even recently we've got some other devices that are designed for dual coils, and so I mean, like Trident for example, and I don't even run dual coils in that. It's just single. It's lovely as it is, and I thought, oh god, but no, very, very good actually. Very good little dripping atomizer. Quite like it a lot. And obviously wicked stuff from VapeGear as well. They tend to only carry pretty solid stuff. Yeah. So thank you to them as well. Are we having a quick one today?
Yeah, we're having a quick one, aren't we? We are smashing it.
Yeah, well, we've just had a nice little quickie. It says no on camera.
No, whatever.
Nobody says off camera.
Obviously, a big thank you to Keith and Kirsty again for sending this down. Especially seems we got 2 of them, 1 each, which is definitely awesome. We know that was you, Kirsty. Little wink for you, love.
A little wink for you, love.
Yeah, so thank you very much to Kirsty mainly, and obviously Keith, thank you for sending these down as well. We do appreciate it, and we love doing the review, so.
Wicked stuff. Yeah guys, we'll link it obviously down there for you. Go ahead and check it out if you're interested in this and some of the other stuff that VapeGear got going on as well. Quite a lot of stuff coming to them. Yeah, awesome sauce. Facebook group and stuff down the bottom as always, guys, if you want to come along to that. Thank you very much for watching. I've been Mr. Proton. This has been The Worm. See you soon.